Welcome to episode 1 of Leap of Curiosity. I'm your host, Adam Cohen. This is going to be a short first entry, sprinkles of mission statement, sparks of passion project, some call to arms vibes, and a dash of midlife crisis. This is basically what curiosity and the freedom to act on it mean to me, and why you should care about these ideas too. About 8 years ago, archaeologists in Sulawesi, Indonesia, discovered a cave painting of a warty pig that was particularly striking in its detail and execution. The brushstrokes, the rich purple hue made from pulverized ochre, these were the marks of an intentional creative mind at work. In 2021, they estimated that the art dated back a mind-blowing 45,500 years. From a Smithsonian Magazine article about the dating process, scientists, quote, used a technique to age mineral deposits known as cave popcorn that formed over parts of the pig. Water seeping down the cave walls over the ages left behind calcite crusts. Those crusts contain uranium, which decays into thorium at a known rate, a process that allows for age dating called uranium series analysis. Since the paintings had to have been on the wall before minerals could have formed atop them, the method provides a minimum age for the art, though its accuracy has inspired some scholarly debate. Naturally, curiosity is insatiable. Debates like these embody its relentless spirit, scrutinizing competing claims and data, refining methods, and inching ever closer to more accurate, truthful understandings. Whenever exactly this pig was painted, it stands as proof of something extraordinary, a mind capable of seeing beyond the immediate, of imagining, planning, and bringing ideas to life. It is evidence of abstract reasoning at a time when it had only begun to exist. Drawing this pig wasn't about survival. We create as individuals, for reasons all our own. I have a child, someone I love beyond measure, for whom I hold the deepest hopes and dreams. That love, unwavering and inextinguishable, is why I'm doing this. And what exactly am I doing? I'm celebrating curiosity, humanity's X factor, the trait that encapsulates our heroic and resilient and unique spirit of striving. Like all life forms, we strive to live. Unlike all other life forms, we also strive to unravel the mysteries of existence. Curiosity is the launching pad of our search for truthful understandings and for all of our constructive and creative activities. It's there in your dreams about what you want to accomplish. It sparks every idea that sets your imagination ablaze. It propels you toward every risk worth taking, every topic you choose to study, every person you want to meet. The products and services at our fingertips, the art and books and films that inform and inspire us, all of that is made possible by the freedom to act on curiosity. It touches everything, from the challenge of delivering fresh blueberries from South America to New England in the middle of winter, to discovering, manufacturing, and shipping life-saving vaccines around the world, to your most meaningful moments of private contemplation about how and why not. And what if? And what happens when curiosity is suppressed? When disagreement and dissent are silenced? Can a person, can a society, ever improve without questioning the status quo? Who benefits and who suffers when curiosity is treated as a threat rather than a virtue? Human flourishing on every scale, from the deeply personal to the global, begins with the freedom to act on curiosity. Leap of Curiosity will explore this idea using a variety of lenses: historical, philosophical, psychological, economic, and of course, critical thinking about current events, public policies, and cultural focal points. There are so many amazing stories I can't wait to share with you. There's a saying, look before you leap, sensible enough as a general rule, but in the case of a leap of curiosity, you are leaping to the best possible vantage point, leaping into an open-minded and investigative stance, facing the world with focus, determination, rationality, and questions. Curiosity is not inherently a moral or political idea, but what would it mean to be curious without the moral and practical right to act on it? Humans act based on thinking and choosing, and by our nature, each of us is also a unique individual. We seek truthful understandings, and we do so as individuals. The moral and political principles of individualism and freedom abide within the natural expression of curiosity. Curiosity, therefore, stands athwart every premise of authoritarianism and defies all tribal pressures to conform to groups and obey rulers. Curiosity is politically nonpartisan, but objectively, it requires you to take the side of truth, even when that's inconvenient or unsettling, even when doing so leads to arguments, difficult private realizations, or doubting people you admire. Curiosity is naturally aligned with freedom of inquiry, of course, with learning and listening, with the value of objectivity and rationality, and with scientific exploration and innovation. A curious person rejects dogmatism and superstition, the pillars of oppression for thousands of years. Curiosity is not the opposite of fear, but it is inherently courageous. At profound personal risk and cost, heroes of curiosity have always contended with powerful status quo defenders who use intimidation and force to preserve their power by squashing dissenters. I'll be telling some of their inspirational stories in this series. Curiosity demands action and intellectual dynamism. Anyone who takes being curious seriously avoids the moral and practical pitfalls of complacency and laziness. Complacency can lead to certainty about obsolete ideas, and this has lethal consequences, as I'll be highlighting in at least one upcoming essay/podcast. Curiosity is not the opposite of ignorance, but it contains within it both the refusal to be content with ignorance and the humility to acknowledge the limits of one's own knowledge. As Socrates said, according to Plato, "This man thinks he knows something when he does not know. Whereas when I do not know, neither do I think I know. So I seem in this small way to be wiser than he is. I do not think I know what I do not know." Curiosity is an enterprise of honesty. The genuine pursuit of truth has no tolerance for self-deception or the deception of others. A curious person cherishes logic for good reason. Curiosity, when acted upon in good faith, demands reason, evidence, and coherence. To advocate for curiosity while denying the freedom to act on it is a contradiction, as curiosity is not merely a passive state of wonder, but an active engagement with reality, requiring the liberty to explore, experiment, question, and discover. Gratitude is part of being curious, because a person with a curious outlook doesn't take much for granted. And patience too, for superficial understandings only tantalize curious people about the more fulfilling understandings that await us if we keep asking questions. Empathy and curiosity have a reciprocal relationship. Being curious about other people's experiences leads us to empathize with them, and caring about other people makes us curious to learn more about them and their situations. Speaking of which, is humor even remotely possible without curiosity? Bad humor is, surely, but comedians and satirists worth their salt are curiosity extremists. Curiosity drives achievement while keeping arrogance in check. Every breakthrough begins with someone daring to ask questions no one has asked, or chasing answers no one has imagined. A deeply curious mind leaves little room for arrogance to take root. There's something static about arrogance, whereas curious people never rest on past accomplishments. They know there's always more to learn, more to discover, and more to create than they've yet envisioned. And one last note, we all have a deep need for moral purpose, meaning, and significance. Curiosity is essential to fulfilling that need. If you seek to be conscientious about leading a moral life and doing your part to make the world a more just and righteous place, then you must first be curious on purpose and on principle. A curious person thinks independently. No one else can do it for you. Unquestioningly adopting other people's claims won't cut it. Being a moral individual requires thinking on your feet as you make choices based on truthful understandings. So accepting any claim uncritically and adhering to it blindly is an evasion of morality, not a shortcut to it. There are no shortcuts. A curious person thinks rationally. You have to deliberately eliminate contradictions in your thought process. This isn't automatic, it's work. You have to study logic, practice it, and apply it rigorously. You have to identify biases, unexamined assumptions, and emotions that derail your ability to think coherently. You also have to stay engaged with empirical data, history, research, current events. Truthful understanding isn't just an abstract exercise in logic, it has real-world stakes. Moral principles have both a logical and factual basis. Being curious on principle means holding yourself and everyone else to the same intellectual standards. On principle, claims and propositions should be logical and grounded in evidence. On principle, people making claims and propositions should be open to scrutiny, willing to engage in critical dialogue, prepared to revise their views if and when logic or facts demand it. To lead a moral life and become a force for good and justice in the world, first a person must be driven to seek the truth and willing to learn how to find it. That's the moral significance of practicing curiosity on purpose and on principle. I hope we can build a community around this idea. Civilization needs curiosity advocates. Okay, that's a wrap for now. I want to thank you for listening to the end. If you have any thoughts or questions about this episode, I welcome your input. Leap of Curiosity is available on Substack, YouTube, and popular podcasting platforms. If you're enjoying the show, please like and subscribe here and on those platforms. Thanks for taking the time to boost this signal. Remember that curiosity isn't just something you have, it's something you do. So until next time, be curious on purpose, be curious on principle.